Hi everyone, this is Elisa and welcome back to another episode of Beyond Business Conversations. This is an interview series with women who have it all, and today I'm so happy and honored to be interviewing this wonderful young lady. Her name is Sherina. She's originally from India and now she's living in Panama. She's going after it, she's making her dreams come true, and she has she created for herself a six-figure international coaching business at 25. God, what I was doing at 25? Drinking, partying away, I think. No, actually, I had my first child, so I'm
Oh,
excused.
wow.
So she has taught me so many things. Even though I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but yeah, I'm so much older than her. But yeah, it's really amazing to watch young people going after it. It makes me feel really old. But nonetheless, I will not let her catch up with me, or at least be at the same level. No, that's competition. But really, I want you to meet her because she has so much energy. She's so matured for her age. She's so wise. She must be an old soul, and I'm very sure you will learn a lot of gems from her as well. So today, we actually decided to talk about money, chasing the money versus allowing money to serve us, and going after your dreams with ease and grace, with pleasure, actually living in the moment versus the whole thing about just chasing after the paper. So without further ado, let me warmly welcome Sharina.
Awesome. I'm so happy to be here.
Awesome, thank you. As you can see, it's nighttime over at her place. It's actually 11 here. So thank you so
10
much
p.m.,
for
not bad.
staying up. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself? How did you get into this coaching industry? Did something happen for you, and then you decide, okay, this is it. I'm gonna help people through my coaching business.
To be honest, since the age of 17, 18, I was all into law of attraction, energy, spirituality, and I always felt there was more to life. Last year, so in December 2013, I actually found an article about, like, it was wealth creation and about, having fun and, like, vibration. And this article was written by my coach and mentor at the moment. And, like, I just found out more about her. I had no idea in the moment what coaching was. I had no idea of this world, right? So I actually went in and I learned more about her, and I realized she was doing this certification program. I had no idea what the certification program was, but I just decided to join. Little did I know what coaching was after, and that's when I decided to be a coach. So I started coaching last year in March.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, and like,
since then, you have created for yourself a very beautiful business with quite, I would say, quite effortlessly. And this is something I want to talk about. Like you see in our coaching industry, everybody's going after it, like, oh my God, how to find clients, how to find clients. But for you, it's really effortless. Like in 1 year, you created this six figure. So what's your secret behind that?
to be honest, my secret is to feel good now. I feel like that's the key and missing ingredient to, like, everything. To me, like, because if you think about it, like, when I started, like, I did want a business, like, I didn't have like I did have a clear goal, what I wanted, the impact I wanted to create, all of this. But I was just focused in the moment to feel good. I was focused on being in joy. I was focused on living in the moment. And just being in the moment, being where I was at, like when I started, I was in the moment. I was a newbie, right? In the moment I was a newbie, I honored myself as being the newbie, and it was that. I think that was my key, like really focusing on the moment and really focusing on feeling good. And I wanted to create this business because I loved this, not because I had to make $1 million or six figure. Like that was not even in my mind until I actually achieved it. I'm like, wow, yeah, I actually did that. But my main goal was to, like, really enjoy it, and it continues to be my goal to bring joy.
Okay. So were there any fears that came up for you? Like, what if I don't get any clients? I'm new, so what if this not going to work out for me? What if my coaching doesn't work? What if my clients are not getting results? Did you have any thoughts like that?
Yes, of course. I think all of the new coaches out there, or new coaches listening, have that idea in their mind, or like new business owners. Yes, I did, and it was really strong. And the strongest block I feel and limiting belief for me was because I was young. Like at the time I was 23.
Hmm.
So it was like, oh my God, I'm a baby. Like, who's gonna listen to me as your coach? All of these ideas came in my mind. But then after, it was when I realized, like, I'm having this strong calling. If I'm having this calling, there are people out there who are desiring to work only with, like, with me specifically. And for the people out there who are listening and who are getting the calling of wanting to be of service, of wanting to do a business like this, they got to remember as well that the clients are there for them. That's why they're feeling that. So when I got into that truth, when I connected with that truth, that universal truth, that my clients are already there, like it's all my birthright, it's all there for me, it's all meant to flow in the most beautiful manner possible, that was when things shifted for me. That's when everything shifted and things started flowing. I got inspired, I took action, like all of this just started happening beautifully.
Do you think, right, I mean, I'm going to sound pretty old here. Do you think old people actually had more fears because you're young? Therefore, the element of being fearless is not present in you?
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. I would say the fears are different. I mean, in the time I was taking so many risks. Like I was investing all my money, all my savings. Like I took a lot of risks, really. And yeah, definitely, I was scared. I mean, I guess I was thinking like, you know what, if this doesn't work out, I'll just try something else. But to be honest, actually, it didn't really pass my mind like if this didn't work out. Like for me, nothing ever never works out. If by anything, I just learned a good, amazing, expensive lesson. But yes, I didn't really think like.
Interesting,
Sorry.
interesting the way you think, because I think old people like myself, we have so
Don't call yourself old. You're quite young.
I'm older than you. So I think people at my era, it's like, oh my God, what if this doesn't work out? What if this? There's so many what ifs. But you just mentioned, like for you, there is no what if. There isn't a concept of failing. So if it doesn't work out, okay, should just move on. But for us, we just have so much baggage going on. I mean, when you look at us, do you find us really amusing?
Not really. I mean, I think it's normal. It's understood because I mean, of all the time that you have been, all the programming you've been gone through, right? Like, how many people must have told you that you can't, you can't, you can't? And to be honest, I actually have clients who are elder than me, like in their 40s, and like I have some in their 30s. And I do notice they do have blocks, but some are in that young energy and they're just going for it, to be honest. So I think it's a matter of decision as well. Like I've seen women in their 40s making the decision, just go for it. I actually just signed up a 40-year client like 3 days ago. And she's like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, how this is going to happen, Sherina, I'm doing it. Like her desire was strong. I was like, amazing. And that is exactly what's going to get her to the top, her desire. And you could feel it in her voice when I was speaking to her.
So I know you just created a new program for yourself, and it was like decide, create, and boom, you got there. So what was the whole creation process for you? Did you have thoughts like, oh my gosh, I charge this much, what if nobody pays? And then, you know, what if nobody buys? What if nobody signs up? What was the whole creation process for you?
For me, it was just creating it. I was just creating it for the joy of creation. And yes, there was like a goal and stuff, but for me it was all like trial and error. Like I was trying something, if it didn't work, I just tried again. Or I just tweaked it and tried again. Tweaked it and tried again until it worked. And eventually it did. I think what happens is that we don't tweak it enough, like till it works. I think that's like mainly like my kind of secret. Like it's just keep on going. You just gotta keep on going. Like you might be just 5 feet from the goal.
So what was your end result? Because I know we talked about money isn't like, although we feel like the money is the prize, and you and I have gone through similar experiences when we are just going for the money wasn't lighting us up. And so what was this process for you? Like what was the ultimate goal? Was it the money, or was it the numbers to fill the program up with a certain number, or it's what was it?
To be honest, in the beginning of my journey as a coach in my business, the money was my main goal. Because at the time, for me, the money was what was going to free me up from my job, from everything. But then when I started making the money, I realized like it wasn't the goal. I really realized that money was just energy, really, and that it was all about the way I was feeling. Like, and I achieved lots of people in my program and like all of this, but it didn't give me that joy. What most gave me joy was not the number of people, but it was the quality of number of people, you know, and what was in my sweet spot, what felt good to me. So since a while to now, like my goal has always been to feel good, and that's what I really teach my clients. Like my clients come to me for more money, more abundance, all this. Yes. And like the main work we do is working on their frequency, their vibration, and their energy. Because once I get them setting, like feeling good and getting that joy in, making their business fun, like the money and clients they create is just effortless and fun and amazing and abundant. It just flows.
Why do you think like people get so caught up with the money? Like, why do you think like people get caught up with, I don't believe that the money will be there for me? Like, you know, is it money? I think money affects so many areas of our life that we can't even imagine and explain. So how do you then differentiate, or how do you like segregate? It's not about the money, right? Obviously you need the money to survive, therefore and pray. So it's about the money. It's not about the money as well because it brings you joy and stuff like this. So how do you like differentiate? It's not really about the money, it is about the money, and how do you go for it without being in the energy of it's about the money?
Yeah, I think it's always. I think it's always. And money does. It has its place. I think it's one of the main. Goals. And it's the start. I think whoever desires money. Is great. Because that's like the first step. I'm hearing an echo. Is that only me?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's better. So. Oh, no, I can still hear myself.
I can only hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm hearing this echo. Okay. So yeah, like money is the first step. And I think whoever desires money actually great because that's just like the universe and God trying to express him or her like through you. And like if you have that desire, I think it's great. I think it's the first step. To be honest, people who don't desire money, it's like you don't want anything in the world. You need stuff. You need things to really express yourself and live a full way. And money is always the first step. I think in order not to get ourselves caught up in the money, get into the game of oh my god money, really go deep on why we desire the money. Because when I go deep with my clients, at least I notice that the reason they want the money is like to give to their family, to buy a home, to go on vacation, to relax, to invest in their health, to invest in a nice place. Like their reasons are so amazing. And it's like, okay, don't focus on the money, focus on that. Focus on that apartment, focus on that home, focus on being able to donate, focus on being able to like give gifts, amazing gifts to your family. And when you focus on that, which is like the end scenario anyways, the money comes in. Because you need money to do that. But that way you're not focused on the focus on that. Like obviously the money, you have to be focusing on it, but you're focused on the end goal.
Do you think like people are just so worried about the money's not going to show up for them, that's why they have the fears?
I think it's just the way we programs. There's so much fear that is being programmed in society and everywhere. Like there's not enough money's going, like all these, these beliefs. And that's where I think it comes when they connect with their truth and they connect with source. Source will never, the universe will never leave you without money. Think about it.
So have you right? So have you experienced like money problems? Like money wasn't there for you, money wasn't able to support what you want to do. Have you ever experienced that before? And how, if you did, and how did you transform it?
I did, yes, and that's where my whole story started. And the way I transformed it was really to understand how money works. Like, I was reading all these books about like Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, all these books to really understand how money works and the energy behind it. And that's when I connect with the truth, which is that there is more than enough. It's just energy and all these new concepts, which society is like, no, there's not enough, gotta work, limited, all these things. So it was really about getting aware of the truth for me. That's what transformed my story.
So when you shifted your money mindset, did the quality of clients shift as well?
Yes. And that's a really good question because as a coach, you must work on yourself. The better clients we get, the better clients we attract, the better business we create.
So that's like the frequency that you talked about, right? So tell us more about that frequency, and if someone hasn't worked on themselves, I mean like an extensive period of time like us, how do they instantly or rather rapidly raise their vibration to match what they desire?
It's a great question. So frequency is basically the vibrational point where we're at, right? We're all energies. It's all about where you're vibrating. I think the fastest way to get where you're at is really the fastest really is surrounding yourself by that energy. So let's say if you are desiring to be more wealthy, surround yourself with other people who desire to be wealthy, or other people who are wealthy, who are where you want to be. Because just being surrounded by that energy can really lift you up. And let's say you're in a place or country or city where you can't really do that. Read books. Follow those people. Like you don't need to be friends with those people. You can listen to them all day. You can read about them all day. But really being in that energy is what I would say is the fastest way.
I think staying on Facebook may be one of the fastest way, but I'm not sure if you feel the same way as me. I mean, I get inspired as well as it freaks me out and get me in that competitive mode as well. Like I see people going after it and then like, shit, you know, maybe I need to do something about it. Do you feel the threat? Like I know when I feel that, it's all about my ego. I feel like, okay, if they want it, I just claim it and it can be for me. So I think Facebook being in that environment can be both a blessing and a curse as well. Do you feel the same with me?
It's very interesting because I used to feel that, but now what I do is that whenever I celebrate. Because I feel that, you know, whenever we recognize others, we're attracting in ourselves. So for me, it's like, I'm feeling low, I go to Facebook and celebrate others' successes or read about others' successes, and it inspires me, makes me feel good. It's really, I think, programming yourself to make yourself feel good about it.
Yeah, and also I want to debunk some myth. Like people on Facebook, you can only believe 40% in what they say, right? Because you must understand that everybody's going after, they want to have clients, they want to showcase the best version of themselves, and you know, fly business class and this and that and so on and so forth. So when you do that, you're also attracting a different level of clients versus the clients who really want to work with you. So I feel like there are a lot of smokes and screens on Facebook as well that people need to be aware and really, in this case, use your own intelligence to what do you call this? To filter this information and not allow these information to affect you. And like what Sherina has said, you know, bless them, give them blessings and congratulate them and claim that versus in the competitive mode. How do you feel about like people just posting their life? How do you feel about that?
I think it's about really following our intuition. We are so intuitive beings. You will know when something is fake or not. And then you feel that fakeness, just get away from it. But you will know when something is true, and that's what you follow more, is what I feel.
So do you get freaked out by these, like, because obviously we are not the only business coaches, we're not the only transformational coaches, there are a bazillion of them outside, right? So how do you stand out from the crowd then? I mean, it's like we both came from the same mentor, and then obviously if we follow her method, everybody will be like a duplication of her. So how do you like stay away and stand out and in your own truth as a woman to market to your ideal clients? Were there any thoughts like, oh my god, if she has it, then she's doing it, she's taking another client, blah 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 blah? Do you have these thoughts?
Not really. Maybe before. But now it's all about me being me authentically. What I've noticed is that I can copy my coach, my mentor, whenever I want. I will not attract my client. But the more me I am, the more things I post that is so me, I call in my amazing, ideal, go-getter client. So it's all about being authentic and being me. Like whenever I post something, I always like check in with my friend how I feel about it. And like I always make sure I'm excited about it, you know, and make sure it's real versus like I post like pretty.
Yeah.
It's all about being authentic, and you feel it. You know the people who are not authentic, and you know the people who are. You just feel it.
Isn't it interesting to watch? Like even though you know it's like the post would look perfect, but the energy that they send out is like, oh, You know, I don't know about you, but I just feel it, and I'm so conscious about my own marketing because if I'm feeling this way, then God forbid, I don't want people to feel that way. And you know, you said something about finding your own voice, which is so true. Like last year, it was more about trying to find my voice, like trying to be like her. And this year, it was just boom, speaking my truth like as it is. I don't care whether you're pissed or not. And because I am so tactless sometimes, that I actually attract my clients because it's in your truth. So how do you find your voice? Because that's what, you know, people are talking about. You know, people are talking about visibility. Visibility equals finding your voice, right? The unique you. But then how do you find that?
I think it's really just being you. Like, think about what do you do at 7 p.m. on a Friday? How do you talk to your best friend? Like, that's the voice. Like for me, when I post on Facebook, it's more about like talking to that person versus following a particular marketing, like, which I have done. Like I'm guilty of it all. Like I've done it. I think you gotta go through all as well until you realize your voice. And like me, I'm still learning my voice. But the more clear I get, the more energy I put it, and it just is felt. People are like, "Oh my God, you're happy." Oh my God, I'm like, how do you know? Like they feel like energy, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, it's really interesting that we brought this up because you can have the perfect copy, say it as it is, but people still feel it. Like whether you're spiritual or not, whether you're sensitive or not, people can feel, right? And that is the key to successful marketing. It's not about saying the right things because you cannot say the right things to the wrong person. You cannot say the wrong things to the right person. So I think it's all about trying to please a crowd and coming from that desperation, competitive, like if you ever find yourself in the competitive mode, that means you don't really trust there is an abundant universe.
Exactly. When you connect, you know you're living in a creative world. It's not a competitive. Whenever you go into competitive mode, it's like, no. You're thinking that lack mode. Like, no, whenever I go Facebook, it's like amazing because, you know what, I think sometimes when I see a lot of people celebrity, it's like, oh, I'm there. You know? Because, like, you know something, before you reach the island, a little bit, like, of clues that the island is coming. Right? You see birds, like, the island is coming. For me, whenever I see celebrations, like, oh my God, my celebration for my breakthrough is coming next. So it's all the way actually you see it. No situation or event is wrong or right. It's just the way you really.
Right.
All about your mind. All about the mindset.
So we also talked about something that is really crucial because obviously you and I are not the only transformational coaches and we don't desire to serve everyone as well. And there are so many bright and shiny objects out there. So how would one choose and know that this is the right program for them?
What do you mean? Like coaching programs?
Yeah, like coaching program. Like, so it's, say I'm a client right now. So I'm someone who is looking for a coach, right? And there are a bazillion coaches out there. So how do I know that you are the right coach for me? How do I know that you are this is the right program for me? How would one know that this is it?
Great question. I think there's two main things. First is that person coming out of pure love. There are many coaches out there, well-meaning, but are coming from a pure place. And you sense that. I do not recommend someone to work with someone who's coming out of pure. And that's like one of the first. When you feel that person's coming out of pure, do not work with that person. But if you feel that person is really genuinely coming out of love and being very real, go for that. And like that's one thing. The other thing is that how that person makes you feel. Like, because that person can be not successful, can be like young, like all like it makes sense, like, you know, in the logical world. But that person and their words make you feel amazing. It's that, because whenever we get in touch with something that makes us feel good, we change vibrationally. So imagine having a coach vibrationally changes you every time you speak to her. She might not know what she's talking about, really. But just that frequency change she gives you, that is what creates that transformation for you. That's what you want, right? You can have intellectual content, amazing intellectual and smart content. It's about the energy the person puts into it. Really. It's that, and that's what you feel.
So for you, it's more on the feeling, the intuition, And so how do we develop this trust? I mean, as women, even men, they do have that intuitive feeling, the sixth sense they call it. And I mean, based on my own experience, I think you have the same experience. The more you listen to it, the louder it becomes, and the more accurate it becomes. But at the beginning stage, how do you build that trust with yourself, with this voice, and how do you when the voice first, when I had this, is it coming from me, from God? Where did that come from? How do you determine that this voice is the divine voice and really build on there?
Great question. I think it's all about getting clear, first of all. And second, you just gotta trust it. Trust and see what happens. And then you know, the more you fail, okay, when it comes to that, that's not it. When it comes this way and I feel good, go. And it's a really good question because I actually did training about the difference of intuition and rational fear. Many times people feel like that their intuition is intuition, but it can be their fear. But basically, I think the cleanest way to explain this is like intuition feels good, feels light, and rational fear feels heavy. It feels like with lots of emotion. When you think about it, you feel like crying.
Yeah.
That's why people say, "Oh my God, I can't do that."
I have a question. So you said intuition feels good and fear feels yucky. So. But why is it that so many people actually don't trust the feel-good factor, but walk towards the fear instead? Do you know what I mean? It's
logic. Because logic is otherwise, right? Like it makes sense to go with this person because the logical step is everyone is saying to feel good. No? Because it's like physically it's like the right thing to do, but vibrationally speaking, your soul knows, and our intuition is the best in the world. Sometimes you might make decisions that doesn't make sense at all. Like I made decisions that make no sense. Like in logical paper, it would have been like, don't do this. But I trusted it and I went for it, and this magic happened. But it's all about knowing that difference and really and trusting it, really learning to trust it.
So I think this is the process of, people always say, be you, be yourself, be you, find your authentic self. I think this is such a good way to find your authentic self and to actually trust. And to say that people live in their bodies, but they don't actually trust themselves, so therefore they don't make decisions fearing that what if it's wrong? What if it's right? So like what you said early on, if I make this decision and I fail, so I think most people want to avoid that failing part. So if I don't make a decision, go with the fear, then this is my comfort zone. Because trusting the intuition, it requires you to get outside your comfort zone, isn't it?
It's about trial and error as well. Like the more you do what fears you realize that eventually you'll realize that that's not the way. You'll be like, you know what, I better take this. I've done that all the time.
It's like, I've done it too. Like my intuition will tell me, don't take the highway, take the small road. But I'm like, no, I want to take the highway and see what happens. And then boom, I'm stuck in the jam, right? So I think you build up with small questions like this, and then to prove that, hey, I should have followed my intuition, and otherwise I won't be stuck in the jam. So you find evidence like this to build on that trust, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I have this interesting concept. It's easier to manifest parking lots than money. Why do you think so?
It's the energy we put into it. There's so much resistance there. Really, for the universe, it's the same thing. Manifesting $1 million is the same as manifesting $1. It's because we think it's big and we just there's resistance in it. It's the same thing. Once we work on getting clearing the resistance, it's the same as a parking.
So you talked about like $1 versus $1 million because we feel like we are afraid of the million, and $1 is just $1. So does that mean that we need to make $1 million seem like $1? And I'm sure like right now you say you don't have the money, but you say I need $1 right now. Boom, you walk out. You will find $1. But yet there's so much fear towards that million.
It's also our belief, right? believe, and I mean it's true, right? It's $1 million. And also dollar is something really you've done it before. Trust me, they say, right? Like your first million is hardest. Try your second and third million. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Right?
So manifest that $1 first.
Exactly. And also, you know what? It's all about mastering that manifestation. To manifest the dollar, manifesting the dollar. Then manifest 10, 20, and you go up. And you manifest a million, you be so sure to manifest easy.
So you said manifestation. So what is the manifestation process like for you?
Great question. It's all about getting clear on my desires, first of all. And what I do differently is I always think about why I want that. And like when I always think about the why, it always comes down to a straight feeling. So let's say an example someone manifests a house, an apartment. Before thinking about the house, I'll be like, okay, why do I want it? I'll be like, okay, because I want to be free, because I want to have my own space, because I want to have a home, I want to have a base, all these. And I focus on that. I will go look at apartments, I will go see prices, look at pictures of my dream board, but I'll always focus on the end feeling, which is to feel safe, feel like I have a home, feel like I have a base, and that always manifests for me. It might manifest in a house, it might manifest as, I don't know, crazy things.
So what if the house is out of budget?
I don't like focusing on the money, so I'll focus on the house.
Okay.
Like it's meant to me, like not like a particular house. I don't like manifesting like particular things. It's like, okay, I'll put like different houses. I like this because of this. I always think about the why. Why I like this house? Why? And all those whys fit together.
Mm.
And trust me, you need the resource for that.
So it's not about. So really, it's not focusing on the how, but the why.
Exactly.
So I want to
know how. The universe can do something crazy. You never know how. The universe can do something crazy, and you get, your amazing dream apartment.
So it's really focusing on the why. So if ever like you lost track, like oh my God, how's the money gonna come? Then just bring your awareness to why do you want to do this? Why do you want to be in business? Why do you want $1 million? Why do you want to live in this house? So focus on the why.
Yes.
Right? So a lot of times you talked about desires. I think a lot of times we don't know what our desires are, and even if we do, we don't give ourselves that permission to fulfill that desire. So it's not that we don't know why, it's just that we don't give ourselves that permission.
Totally. That's like the first big step, giving yourself permission to really want and desire.
And so talking about the desire, and I know that when you wanted to start your business, that huge desire, there were some not very supportive family members, and that is so common. Like our best naysayers comes from our family members, whether like it or not. That's the way it is. So how did you overcome that?
Great question. I think doing the work necessary, really understanding why that was happening to me. Really, and to be honest, it was a big blessing.
It's again the why.
The why, exactly. Again, the why. And really getting clear. Because to be honest, it was a blessing. Because it was like, for me, it was like the universe's barrier to make sure I really wanted it. Because if I didn't really want it, I would have been like, you know what, Mom, Dad, you're right. But they made me realize, to be honest, how badly I wanted it. And I went for it anyways. So sometimes your dreams can be your biggest blessing. Because they're the ones who give you fuel to your dreams. My family, bless them, I love them, put more fuel to my dreams. And like today, they're the most supporting people on the planet. For me, my business. Yeah.
So I know you just took off to London recently. How was that experience for you to like sort of like defy the authorities and just went ahead? What was that experience for you?
It was really freeing. It was really cool, and it was really fun. And it was a great learning experience more than anything. I learned a lot about myself. What I really desired. I got more desires.
So tell me, right, like your this creation process again to just take off to London. Was it just like you woke up one day and suddenly said, oh, you know what? Really what lights me up is go to London. Was that like this, or it has been in your thought process for a long time? And I think, living in the moment and just go for it, it's not so scary because you then don't have the time to think about it. The interesting part is when you are brewing on the idea, that's when the fear comes in and the thought comes in. So which was it for you?
Actually, I had the idea since like years back, like since a few years. I've been desiring it. It has been brewing. Trust me, all the excuses came up, but I just went for it. Like I just knew it was gonna happen, and it did.
Yeah. So what was the so it's been brewing for you, and then you decided, okay, I'm just gonna go for it, and then you said you have fears. And so how did you overcome the fear and just do it anyway?
It's a great question. Like realizing that the fear was just illusion. Sometimes when something scares you, you gotta really understand, like, think about it. Like, is it really fear? Or is it our intuition? So for me, it was clear that it was fear. It was not my intuition, like anything. So I was that. So I knew I had to just fear that's the fear. And when you did, it was like really, was this what I was scared of? Sometimes when you just do it, we're like, really? Were we that scared of that?
Yeah, exactly. I think once you overcome your fear, you don't really realize how not scary it is.
Exactly. I mean, you can, you had an experience like that, right?
Yeah, I always try to scare myself out of something that I actually wanted to do. But once I did, I'm like, what the hell, man? I mean, I'll never miss anything for that.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is your three top tips and strategies to live in the moment, be happy, go for it? Because for you, it's all about feeling good, living in the moment. And I know, I mean, we are human beings. We're not angels. We will get off track. So what are your three top strategies that keeps you on track and live in the moment? And I know why. Knowing the why is one thing, so you cannot talk about that anymore. So give me another three tips.
Awesome, Elise. So I think one really prioritizing our feelings, like having as a goal to feel good. And this can be done many ways, like sometimes just smiling more, laughing more. It can be doing sports, like really including activities that can make us feel good, and really being aware of it, right? Because once we're aware of what makes us feel good, we make the decision to do it, start feeling good, vibrating good. The more we vibrate good, we manifest better. That would be one thing. Meditating great as well. It really increases your vibration, makes you feel good, makes you feel centered, and makes you feel in the moment. The other two things I love doing is listening to audios and reading books. There's like magic, because depending on which books and audios you're listening to, but you can really feel the energy of the book. And that, I feel, is the best vibration booster ever. You feel down, you just put a video of Oprah and you start laughing again. It's the energy she portrays, and I think that is a number one thing to do to feel good.
So you talked about books. What books do you recommend us to read?
Okay. So I have many. My favorite is Asking Is Given by Abraham Abraham. Yes, exactly. That's my favorite book. I love that. My other favorite book is Science of Getting Rich. Think and Grow Rich.
Give me another book.
I mean, that's my top books. Which other books? Like As a Man Thinketh. I love that book as well. And even A Return to Love by Marianne Williamson. Super powerful book. I really love that book.
Okay, so that would help us live in the moment and overcome the fear.
Even The Power of Now is an amazing book to remind yourself to really live in the moment. He wrote a beautiful book. That's a must read.
Which one?
The Power of Now.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I think reading is such a good exercise. Like I honestly love reading, but I think the ego wants to keep me small, and I do have resistance picking up the book. I don't know whether you experienced it, but once I that's just I know that's the ego trying to keep me small. So do you have any? I'm sure you have your own experiences of the ego trying to keep you small. So how do you know that that's the ego trying to keep you small?
It depends. Like if I know I'm doing something that's good for me and I'm in resistance, I'm not saying go. So you get to know. You get to know when you're thinking like selfish thoughts and stuff like that. Versus,
Yeah. So I think this whole thing, this whole journey is all about self-discovery, knowing how you feel, what really makes you happy, and honoring that, and there's no right and there's no wrong. And I mean, look at Sherina, she's 25, she started business when she was 23, so there's absolutely no reason why we cannot do it, or there is no reason why you shouldn't do it. So thank you so much, Sherina, for your time, and your valuable experiences as a young adult, and it makes me feel really old. And if you are at the same age as me, these young people do not have fear. They are not focused on what if it fails, what if it doesn't happen. It's not in their mind. So this is something that we can learn from them. Just because you're older and wiser doesn't mean that you are smarter, and we cannot learn from the younger generation. And if you have that concept, you are living in the 1970s. So we learn from one another. We are all one, and I hope you have enjoyed this series as much as we do. Sherina, do you have any last messages for us?
Yeah, to feel good now. Whatever you're doing, just focus on feeling good. Just smile, laugh, have fun. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna get out of this dead anyways, right? So might as well enjoy the.
Right. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'll see you really soon. Bye.